somebody here, we don't want you to travel down the roads that he's been. And when you go home, somebody in your house knows Anthony Hunter. If you got basketball fans. So let's get up, and let's give Anthony Hunter
How y'all doing today?
Good. Hey, y'all don't hear very well. Get up.
First of all, my name is Anthony Hunter. I was known in this town as JoJo Hunter. What's the age group?
7th grade.
Okay. The reason why I asked for the age group, I was in you all's same shoes. Junior high school level, high school level. Just to give you some of the information that I went through, some of the background stuff that I went through that I'm pretty sure that I'm looking at myself when I look at you all. I went to Langley High School, which is a school in Washington, D.C. And I was a kid who loved basketball. Some of the players that I wanted to be like was Walt Frazier. Some people that you probably don't know. Walt Frazier, Earl Monroe, Phil Chenier, which is a Washington player. And these are some of the players that I wanted to be like. And I'm sure some of you guys want to be like LeBron James, Dwayne Wade. So it's evolution of the mentality, so to speak. At that time in junior high school, I wasn't into school because I wanted to play sports. I was a person who went to school and came out and went out on the playgrounds every day and played. The truant officer had to come and get me and take me into school. I found a way to get out, but I had talent. Mr. Eddie Meyers was a counselor at the school, a disciplinarian at the school, I had a physical aids teacher who brought me into school every day and figured that I had enough talent that they would take interest in me and send me to a Catholic school. And he was my mentor. He was the person. I grew up in a single family home. And nowadays we use that, over the years we have used that to say this is the reason why we have socially bad behavior. Or this is the reason my father wasn't there. But you can't use them reasons no more, because I don't blame my mom for some of the things I'm going to tell y'all that I went through. And I don't blame anybody, because it's really up to you all. You all, how many guys in here got passion to play basketball? What is basketball connected with, first and foremost?
Life.
Huh?
Education.
Right, okay, like, what else?
Education.
Education. You have to be a what?
A student athlete.
Student athlete, and the student part is first before you become an athlete. Now, to get back on my story, I went to Mackin High School as a 9th grader. I had an abundance of talent, but I was still straddling the fence. What do I mean by straddling the fence? Huh? No, I was straddling the fence. I was still uncertain about the student athlete part. Okay, Mr. Myers was my mentor. I'm pretty sure some of your mentors might be your dad, or might be your mom, or might be some of these coaches, or maybe your teachers. I ended up going to Mackin High School. I was in the 9th grade. I averaged 35 points as a 9th grader on the freshman team. They moved me from the freshman team to the junior varsity. I averaged 35 on the junior varsity. My grades, because of this young man right here, my grades were good because he stayed on me. He made sure that if I didn't get my grades, I wasn't going to play on the team. I moved from a neighborhood, which is McKinley Tech, which is, at that time, was a known area for the high school, but it was a bad area. Not everybody lives in a bad area has to turn out to be a bad person. I went to the varsity. varsity team, and I was the first person in this area as a 9th grader to become a starter on a varsity team. And I played against guys like Adrian Dantley, Eddie Jordan, who is now the assistant coach of the Lakers. He coached the Washington Bullets. Most of the guys that's in the NBA now is either coaches or probably players, coaches. I probably played against, so I know them personally. Continue on with my story. Young man, listen, this is good for you, I'm telling you. I ended up playing 2 years with 2 guys on my team who made the NBA. Donald Duck Williams, he played at Utah. Keith Hearn played at Detroit. My last 2 seasons were good years. I became one of the first players to get drafted. Woody got drafted to the 76ers. I turned it down and went to the University of Maryland. I'm sure everybody's familiar with University of Maryland. I turned that down. I was the first player, as he mentioned, to go to the Olympics. I turned it down because at that time I didn't know whether I was going to go pro or whatever. I averaged 38 points as a senior in high school. I ended up going to the University of Maryland for 2 years, transferred from Maryland, went to Vegas, where a guy, Sidney Green, who's the coach of, what's Sidney coaching in there? Is it New Mexico State? Yeah. He's the coach in New Mexico State. He took a car, had an accident, the NCAA took a scholarship. I leave, come back, I go to the University of Colorado. I had 2 great seasons there. I get a brief stunt with Milwaukee Bucks. I get cut. I played 10 years overseas. First and foremost, I played 10 years in the CBA, which is the NBA Development League now. I played 10 years overseas. First and foremost, I was caught up in a lifestyle. Don't have a job. I got 12 hours to go to get my degree. I play overseas for 10 years. I come home in 91. I'm stuck in a lifestyle that I can't shake. It's time now to get a job. What do I need now to get a job? What do I have to fall back on? My education. Okay. I'm stuck in the lifestyle so bad now my mentor figured he didn't raise me well enough where I'm good enough to be on my own. Okay. The story changes. I'm pretty sure everybody in here is not going to be a professional athlete. Everybody in here is not going to be a millionaire. But the key to being a good person is the opportunity that life gives you. What opportunity does life give you? Other than basketball. And basketball is secondary.
To get an education.
And to be what? What do you think your mom and father want most from you? To be a good person, first and foremost. Okay, life gives everybody an opportunity to be a good person. The coaches around here want you to use basketball as a format to become something, because basketball has to deal with some issues that life has. Losing and winning. We would like for you to lose in a gentle way or a humble way, filled with humility, and want you to win and be graceful. You know, winning and losing is a part of life. Okay, I go down the wrong road. I end up catching a charge. And in 95, I go to jail for 18 years. After all this good stuff, I go to jail for 18 years. And I believe that God had a money laundering and an armed robbery charge. And I'm not really ashamed to come and tell you guys, because I can tell you this. The prison system is made up for guys who don't want to follow the path. And I'm here to tell you that the path is to get education, get the most that you can get out of basketball, and become that good person that your mom and father want you to, but also for yourself. I've seen young men come to prison and have good skills and becoming lawyers, have good skills and becoming people. Once you make that mistake, it's with you forever. And my reason for talking to you guys is that you guys are at that level right now where you got to make a decision. You guys are at that that level where you got to make good choices. You're at that level where you should know what the circumstances going to be to add the consequences to it. You're at that level to know situations that you can be in. This is where basketball can help you. If you lose, you still should shake the guy's hand because you did 100%. The coach shouldn't be mad if you give 100%. You got to do the same thing in education and the same thing in life. You know, I went to jail for 18 years for something that I done, and I believe that God put me in a position to be able to tell you guys. I'm not ashamed of it. I hope that this time that I'm talking to you guys, you can continue to do the best you can in sports and listen to these coaches, listen to your parents, listen to your teachers, and use me as an example because it's almost 3.5 million people locked up. And I've been home now 90 days. And I got 5 years of college. It's hard for me to get a job. I'm using my experiences to give you guys an opportunity to make good choices, learn about your situations, decisions, and circumstances. And I've been on Glenn Harris radio show. I've had 4 or 5 articles since I've been here. I got a book coming out, and it's not all about basketball. It's about life too, you know. And I've seen some players that put all this stuff into basketball and it's stuck. And you guys right now have an opportunity to become good people by your education. I wouldn't have made it in prison without my education because I've learned the decisions, the circumstances, the choices to make. There's a low out here and it's a low inside. And I believe that if you listen to what I've told you guys and kind of take what the examples that I'm giving you guys and look at where I've been, you should make good choices. You should go out on the floor and be a person who can listen, because I'm 55 now and it just seemed like yesterday I was in you guys' situation and I had a young man like Mr. Eddie Meyers to help me on the way. And you got these same people here today trying to help. The best thing you can do is listen, learn, give 100%, go to school, because when it's over, it's over. I had a chance, was in his apartment, whether to go pro or not to go. I chose to go to the University of Maryland. That was a choice. It was a good, positive choice. Now, if I had to do it all over again, looking at Kobe Bryant and LeBron and all these other players, I would have been the first player to do it. But I believe things happen for a reason. And I was incarcerated for a reason, but I'm getting rewarded by being able to talk to you guys. Because it doesn't take but one wrong turn and the basketball is over. Things is insignificant. Who know what insignificant means? Anybody know what insignificant means? What do it mean? Exactly. What's important is that you continue to listen to your teachers. What's important is that you try to learn education like you want to learn basketball. You know, nowadays society is really tough. And whether you're black or white, if you turn down that wrong road, they got a place for you. If you want to be a bad kid, they got a place for that bad kid. And I'm here to tell you that the place is not nice. There's no education in there. It's no, the medical is bad. You lose your families. I went to jail and my mom and pop was gone. I mean, to this day, I still feel bad that I wasn't able to go to the funeral. But I did it myself. And my example to you all is that you need to listen to the coaches. You need to go to school. Because once it's over, it's over.